Hi, this is Rashim, the Be More Catalyst with Be More LLC. Welcome today to a three-part series on the secret weapon to successful fundraising and how to use them. So I'm just going to dive right into it because there is so much that I want to cover, and actually 3 videos really isn't enough to really get into it and really get the meat of it. But I feel like I have put something here together for you so that you'll have a very, very good and solid foundation. So the key component. So let me just first start by saying that just as it is true in business that people make transactions with those that they know, like, and trust, this is absolutely the same situation for nonprofit entities or for social enterprises. And of that know, like, and trust factor, I want you to take a moment before I move on too fast and just go ahead and write that down. Know, like, and trust. Those are 3 very important components of getting a person to make a transaction, a monetary transaction with you. And some of them, what people may not understand or know, some 1 or 2 of that 3-part recipe weighs more depending upon your business, your organization. It just so happens that in a nonprofit entity of know, like, and trust, trust is rated higher. Why is that? Nonprofits are a public trust. They are a public entity. They are not owned by an individual or by a corporation. They are owned by the community, essentially. So, and when you establish a nonprofit, what you are saying is you are part of something larger, that you are there to give to the community, to serve them, to be able to support them so that they can move forward and do better, basically. So it's very important that the people in the community are able to trust you, more so than, let's say, if you were McDonald's. That McDonald's, we don't know the CEO or the corporate sponsors or owners of McDonald's. I'm sure we could look it up online or something like that, but we don't know them. But we know the symbol. We know the golden arches. They've been around long enough, so they are very well known. That's something that they have very largely, very, very well known. Like, a lot of people don't even really like McDonald's, to be perfectly honest with you. They do not like it. They will tell you that the food is cheap, the food is nasty, the service isn't good, people miss their fries, they don't get enough napkins, they don't get enough ketchup, but people still go back because liking them isn't a big factor. So you could kind of see and weigh in which one of these are particularly important in different situations. And then trust. I don't feel as though people have a high trust factor, so to speak, for entities such as a McDonald's Corporation. However, them being so well known is what helps. So they're largely benefited by the fact that they are very well known. They've been around for a long time. They're a large entity. Anyway, all that to say, no, like, trust factor is very, very important. And for a public trust, such as a nonprofit or a social enterprise, the trust component is extremely important. Okay? All right, so the next point that I'd like to make is the truth of the matter. It's really the case in any relationship, but because trust is such a big factor, fundraising is really, 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 really not as much about money as it is about relationships. And see, this is very different with for-profit entities, because I don't have to have a relationship, a connection, a draw to a McDonald's Corporation. You know, I don't go to McDonald's because I have a relationship with anyone there. I don't have any sentimental reasons or past experiences. I'm kind of really harping on this whole McDonald's thing, huh? So I don't have anything that's really connecting me or forcing me to go back there. right? But the thing about with fundraising with nonprofits, relationships are really key. So a lot of times people will say, instead of saying fundraising, they'll like to say friend raising. And I want to very much emphasize friend raising and the importance of establishing and developing friend raising strategies. So this is slightly different from in the for-profit arena. I've had some experience in the for-profit arena, both education-wise as well as experience working for corporations, and it is very different. Relationships all the way through are very important. Of course, relationships are important throughout life. They are important in school, they are important at work, but they are very much important in nonprofit fundraising and fundraising. So first, the no like factor, no like and trust factor is important, and it's a lot heavier on that trust factor. Okay. And then the second piece is that fundraising or fundraising is just as important, if not more important than fundraising. Very key. Very key. I can't really emphasize that enough. Okay, so similar to like our personal information or our personal affiliations. Now this is speaking on the fundraising. Similar to our personal affiliations, connections are most healthy when it's a mutual, beneficial, and reciprocal relationship, right? So what does that look like? That looks like courtship. That looks like an equal exchange, right? And so if you are a nonprofit entity and your fundraising strategy is to call me or anyone and ask for money, and I have not met you, I have not talked to you, I don't know anything about your organization, then it's a lot less likely that I could say that we really have a relationship, right? So ways to build that relationship. And I really wish I could really just go so much deeper on each one of these. I'm trying to hit them and go on to the to the next training video, but each one of these are like at least a day-long workshop. So anyway, ways of establishing that relationship. Just look at it just like a courtship. You know, when you first meet a person and you're somewhat interested, you don't say, "Hey, let's get married." You get to know them. You get to know what their interests are. You want to see where your interests and their interests are in alignment. When you speak to them again, you may speak to some of that alignment, right? And you are providing a service, you are providing value to that community. So you don't have to, every time you interact with that other person in the relationship, go to them with your hat in hand, so to speak, or with your hand out necessarily, because you are giving something. So one of the things that you can give, depending upon who the person is, and I'll tell you, one of the things I like to teach people is the relationship types and how to handle different donor relationships. So depending upon who the person is, they require different levels of engagement and different types of engagement. So some of the things that sometimes donors like to have is just educate them. Educate them not just on how fantastic your organization is. You're going to do that. But you also want to raise awareness about the issue. Do people know that what you're concerned about? Do they know that there's even a problem for the issue that you are addressing out there in the world? I already just looked at the timer and I don't have a whole lot of time to go as deep as I would want to, but key components that I want you to remember as part of this conversation is the know, like, trust factor, emphasizing the trust. The fundraising is equal to, if not more important than the fundraising, and establishing real donor relationships and real fundraising strategies. So that is part one of this fundraising series. I have so much to say. Thank you so much for listening in, for your time. I'm so excited about the work that people are out there doing in the world. Please keep sending us your emails. liking us on Facebook. We like when you like me, when you like us. I like when you like me. We like when you like us. Um, Following us on Twitter. Let us know what you're up to, what your organization is doing. You can reach us at www.bmorellc. You can also follow us on Twitter at bmorellc, and we are on Facebook at, guess what? Be More LLC. Thank you so much for listening, and have a fantastic, phenomenal day.